As K-pop fans, we tend to see the world of idols idealistically and often refer to our favorite groups as family, best friends, or even soulmates. And while this way of thinking often comes from our optimism and our willingness to enjoy the content we're provided with without thinking too much about it, it's true that entertainment companies and the idols themselves do the most to cater to this illusion and hide the darker aspects of the industry. But sometimes the illusion is broken, and people from inside the industry come out to share the truth. It's not uncommon to see idols who ended their contracts speak in less than appreciative ways about their former companies, but it's more rare to hear idols speak up against former group members, especially if they're still active. So, when it does happen, it's inevitable that fandoms and news outlets start discussing and speculating, sometimes going too far. This is why the recent situation involving members of AOA has been widely discussed in the K-pop community, with tweets and posts having thousands of interactions and people taking sides. My intent with this video is to try and explain what happened and stir up a discussion about where we, as fans, should stop. Disclaimer, this video deals with sensitive topics such as bullying and self-harm, so if you're affected by it, please feel free to click off. AOA, acronym for Race of Angels, is a group under FNC Entertainment. They debuted as an 8-member group in 2012 and were still promoting as a 5-member act until very recently. The group became well known in Korea in 2014 thanks to their hit Heart Attack, and after that had a consistent success with their songs and a steady fandom. AOA had their first lineup change in 2016 when member Yukyung left the group after the termination of her contract. Yukyung was a drummer for the band unit of AOA and intending to come back as a guest member in case the band subunit had a comeback, but the subunit was never actually brought back. In 2017, another member, Choa, decided to leave due to her struggles with insomnia and depression and expressed the desire to take a break from celebrity life. Finally, in 2019, member Mina decided not to renew her contract, stating that she wanted to pursue a solo career. As a now 5-member act, AOA took part in Mnet's show Queendom and had their most recent comeback in November 2019. On the 3rd of July of 2020, former AOA member Mina posted on Instagram a screenshot of someone telling her to get lost and sending her profanity. Her caption read as following. In this first very long post, she revealed that not only is she currently not okay, but also that her 10 years as a member of AOA were made extremely difficult by the bullying of one of her members. She doesn't directly name the person she's referring to, but it's easy to understand it's Jimin, the leader of the group, given that it was her who recently lost her father. In a second post, she reveals that when her father, Mina's father, was severely sick and in the hospital, she refrained herself from visiting him because she didn't want to negatively affect the other members. And this fear of hers was based on the fact that the same member told her off for being unprofessional during those hard moments. From her post, we understand that she's already confronted her groupmate in person, asking why she acted like that, but this member said she didn't remember it happening. Nonetheless, Mina says her other groupmates remember it as well, and don't understand why she would hate Mina this much. At the same time, Jimin posted an Instagram story with the word fiction, which then she quickly deleted. This was a confirmation that Mina's posts were, in fact, directly to her. To this, Mina replied, with this post, Mina's accusation gets more serious since she opens up about a suicide attempt caused, at least in part, by Jimin's behavior towards her. She also votes Jimin for apparently forgetting all that happened and for feeling no guilt at all. Unfortunately, this is not all. Mina then posted again, this time including a picture of the scars on her wrists. I'm not going to include the picture here, and if you intend to check her Instagram yourself, please be aware that this picture is graphic and could be triggering for some. In the captions, she mentions Jimin's name for the first time and directly asks her for an apology. Then, she posted for the 4th time, this time recalling even more episodes of Jimin bullying her. She accuses Jimin of being the sole reason for her depression and illness and self-harm, of being a source of stress for 10 years, and of being egoistic and cruel. She then makes another post, where she reveals she also suffers from insomnia and abuses of sleeping pills because of that. In her final post about the matter, on the next day, Mina reveals that the AOA members went to her house to talk to her. She says Jimin came in angry, asking Mina if she wanted her dead. The two then talked. Jimin kept saying she didn't really remember any of the bowling, but apologized nonetheless. To Mina, the apology still didn't seem sincere, because to her, Jimin doesn't feel any guilt. Mina ends the post apologizing for causing drama and making people worry. Following these events, Jimin posted an apology on Instagram. She calls herself a bad leader and admits to not fully understanding Mina and the other group members while they were still promoting together. This post wasn't well accepted by the public, since Jimin's reaction to the situation was denying everything at first, then gaslighting Mina when they met in person, and then not admitting to bullying but only to being a quote-unquote bad leader. Mina also didn't take it well and responded with another incredibly worrying post, in which, also, she seems to accuse the other people who were at her house, so the other AOA members as well, of siding with Jimin and hurting her. She then deleted this last post. Some hours later, FNC finally addressed the controversy, stating that Jimin has left AOA and will take a hiatus from the entertainment industry as a whole. This basically confirms that Jimin did what she was accused of, and that her reputation is far too damaged to continue in her career as an idol, at least for the time being. Mina's company, on the other hand, stated that they will give her time off as well, in order to take care of her mental health and properly recover. So, the villain found punishment and the victim found some justice. And this is the end of this story, as far as we are concerned. So, does Jimin leaving really end this discussion, or is there something else to talk about? One matter of discussion could be the future of AOA. There's still an open question. How should we judge the other members, given that Mina seemed to be still friends with them, but at the same time accused them of standing with Jimin instead of her? I personally think we don't have enough information to be able to form a proper judgment, so it's better not to speculate. To me, the question remains open. It's something that they hopefully will try to sort out in private. But there's still another question. Could we have seen it coming? And I know the answer to this. No, we couldn't. Now, I've seen multiple edits of quote-unquote proof of the bullying caught on camera. Most of them are clips taken out of context and would mean absolutely nothing if we didn't know how bad the situation actually was. Why? Mina said it herself in her posts. No matter what they were leaving behind the scenes on camera, they would only show their best sides for professionalism. And this is the lesson I think we, as fans, should take from this incident. Idols' personas are a facade. We don't know what goes on behind the scenes, we don't know who's a bad person, we don't know who likes who and who dislikes who. Celebrities want us to only see their best side. We don't know and love the person, we know and love the persona they're using. This is not something bad per se. I think it's something natural that even common people do when interacting with the public. It becomes a problem only when we as fans grow too attached to these personas and think we really know the idols. Creating a relationship between fans and idols is something that the K-pop industry does better than any other. Thanks to variety and reality shows, V-Lives, fan meetings, concerts and more, we get to spend a lot of time with our faves, and this time we invest in them makes us think that an actual relationship exists, which leads us to care for these people, to do our best to get them awards and success, to treat them as our friends. But a relationship is one-sided, and it will always be. So, to me, what we should learn from these events is to evaluate the K-pop industry as a whole more critically and cynically. It's not a bad thing to care for our faves, but we need to remember that we don't know them. So, when we speculate about their relationships or about aspects of their lives that they haven't directly shared with us, we should do it with a critical eye and be conscious that there's still things that are hidden from us. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.